Start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, the railways are very important from the point of view of those who believe in the ever increasing part that the public sector should play in the life of this country. Full stop. The railway minister, to the efficiency of whose administration I wish to pay a tribute, says that the railways have a dual role to play. Well, Mr. Deputy Chairman, I would say that greater importance should be placed to their character as a public utility service. I do not say that no importance should be placed to their commercial utility side, but greater importance should be placed to their public utility service. The railways, therefore, should be model employers in this country. They should set the pattern for employers in this country, and that is the pattern that should be followed by the private sector also. Now, sir, even private companies can run commercial concerns, but it is the belief of socialists that the state alone can run them in a manner consistent with public welfare. Therefore, the supreme criterion by which the railway administration should be judged is the utility so far as the public is concerned. Therefore, I think the railways should be responsive to public needs. They should have the public welfare at heart. I am glad to find that non-official agencies are being associated with the railways in a number of ways. There are a number of committees that have been enumerated by the respected railway minister. They provided the railway administration with non-official help and cooperation. I say, sir, that if nationalized industries are make an appeal to the country, their public utility work must become increasingly clear to the public. Whether from the public point of view, the railways contribute more or less to the general revenues should be a matter of loss concern than their efficient running. Now, sir, I listened with interest to the speech of my friend in which he catalogued the grievances of railwaymen and suggested various methods in which the administration can be more responsive to the needs of railwaymen. I fully agree and support those recommendations. Then, sir, it is a matter of great concern that house rents in some places are very high, and the railway employees should be given house rents at low rates. Also, I think there is need for an increase in railway checking staff. If the railway checking staff is increased, ticketless travel will go down, provided that you make it worthwhile for the railway staff to carry out their duties. I say that some reward should be given to those members of the checking staff who successfully launch prosecutions against ticketless travelers. I think, sir, if they have a prospect held out to them that in case they are able to catch ticketless travelers, they will be given some reward, they will be more active. Then, sir, there is no room for self-complacency so far as our second-class travelling facilities are concerned. I gratefully recognize that the railway minister is doing his best, but I think that this can be improved and should be improved. There should be more Janta trains for second-class passengers. I find, sir, that there is going to be a provision for more fans for first-class passengers. Well, I do not grudge that facility to the first-class passengers, but I would like more facilities to be given to our second-class passengers because it is they who contribute most to their revenues. It is heart-rending to see our overcrowded trains, and we anticipate that there will be an increase in our railway traffic. As a matter of fact, I think that when our women get fully emancipated, they will be traveling much more in our railways than they are doing today. You go and see the Western countries there, you find that the greater number of passengers are represented by women. It is not so in this country. I would say one or two words about catering in our railways. I am not one of those who wish to be very critical for catering. I think the standard of catering is not bad. On the whole, it is fairly reasonable, but the number of waiters in our platforms requires to be greatly increased. I myself had ordered dinner at Delhi station and had gone without food. It is because the waiter is not able to bring food in time. This has happened several times. This needs to be looked into. At one time, we used to have a number of waiters running all over a station. That is not so now. The number has gone down. If the air conditioned travelers and the first class passengers find it difficult to get food, much worse must be the case with the second class passengers. A complaint which I have often heard from many second class passengers and many people of moderate income is that the charge per kilogram of luggage is too high. Mr. Deputy Chairman, I read the speech of the Honorable Railway Minister with very great interest, and I fully associate myself with the sentiments expressed by Dr. Kunjuru that the speech make us very happy. The railways, being our premier national undertaking, have had to shoulder many onerous and heavy responsibilities during the last 40 years of planning and development. And it must be said to the credit of the railways that they have acquitted themselves very creditably. The Honorable Railway Minister has referred to many things in his speech, and the credit goes to the railway administration for such achievements. I need not narrate those achievements here because they have been referred to by honorable members of this house, and they are found in the railway minister's speech also. Those of us here who have been lucky to visit the various installations and workshops as members of the Public Accounts Committee or the other committees can bear witnesses to the great progress that is being made all round towards saving foreign exchange and making the Railway Ministry a model for other ministries to emulate. His speech is a frank assessment of achievements and omissions, and the Honorable Railway Minister deserves to be congratulated for not having hidden the drawbacks that have come to his notice. Apart from the achievements, there are many things which have been pointed out by some honorable members of the opposition on this side, which according to them leave much to be desired and have to be coped with. The Honorable Minister himself has stated in his speech that much leeway has to be made. He himself has said that the evil of ticketless travel has not shown any appreciate decline. This is a very big department with its ramifications far and wide, and it is beyond human control that such evils can be minimized outright. But I hope that efforts will be continued to be made to keep the evil of ticketless travel under check, which of course is a difficult task. Similarly, the administration admits that the loss of railway property is causing serious concern. With these general remarks, I would like to come to some specific points. One of the important points which has been criticized in the House is in regard to the declaration of the Railway Minister that there will be no revision passenger fares, but two minor adjustments have been made in this bill. One is that the special surcharge at present levied has been raised slightly, and the other is that the minimum distance charged for coal has been altered slightly. With regard to the first item, very small revenue is being expected, which is of the order of about rupees 50 lakhs per annum, while in regard to the second item regarding coal, even a figure has not been given because it is stated to be a very small item. Beyond this year no change has been made in regard to freight rates as well as passenger fares. There have been many comments on this point, and some of my friends on this side attributed to it this being probably the budget speech in the year before the election. I am sure Shri Jagjeevan Ram will not put the interest of the party above the country, and he must have had very cogent reasons for not enhancing the fares and freight rates. We will be very pleased indeed to know his point of view as to what he has to say in the matter, but we know very well that already taxes in the country are very heavy all round. This view might be behind the mind of the Honorable Minister to decide that this year the fares and freight rates should not be raised, but all the same, we will be interested to know his point of view. We do hope that his example will be followed by the Honorable Finance Minister also when he presents his budget before long, and the country will indeed be very grateful to him, as the travelling public is grateful to the Honorable Railway Minister for his budget proposals this year. Sir, I come to the question of railway finances. The Railway Minister himself has made such a nice case in regard to the raising of fares and freight rates. Therefore, it is all the more surprising that on the one hand he makes a very strong case for raising the fares and the freight rates, and on the other he has not taken this step at all, but looked at purely from a financial angle. The finances of the railways make a little unhappy revelation. These points have been discussed in detail by many of the honorable members of this house, and I need not go into them, but I will refer to them only in a brief. We will shortly be entering into the third 5-year plan. A large amount will be earmarked for the railways during the third plan. Full stop. Over.